Alexa, play some disco music.
I'm too sexy for my
What
love.
a fantastic meal this is going to be tonight because we are making a very sexy meal. Woohoo! We're having ribeye steak, fettuccine alfredo, and roasted asparagus, okay? Alexa, play I'm Too Sexy. All right, so the asparagus is from Sam's Club. It's a 2-pound bag of asparagus. And so what you're gonna do for our roasted yummy asparagus is you're gonna rinse them all off. All right, always. And the reason I have my gloves on is you'll see in a minute why I have my gloves on. But I always like to give it a quick rinse. It doesn't have to be super, since it's already in the bag, it ought to already be pretty clean. But
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
you want to try to always find the skinniest asparagus that you can because it's going to be the most tender. If you've got some that are really thick, as you see, if you've got a whole bunch that are really thick, what I'm going to want you to do is you're going to cut off about 1 inch of the stem, taste a little bit of the part of it. And if it's really tough, which that one isn't tough, but if it's really tough, then you're going to want to you're going to have to peel it, and it's a pain in the butt, okay, to do that. So try to find the asparagus that is the skinniest asparagus that you can find because then it's going to be the most tender. All right, then what you're going to want to do is cut off about 1 inch or so. Put it together. Cut off about 1 inch of the bottom of it. All right, that one came apart. And throw it in your bag. So we're going to do this with all of it.
And I am too sexy for Milan.
So then you're going to dry it off with a
Milan.
paper towel. I don't want it to be wet like it was before. Okay, turn it over. Give it a little bit of a dry. Good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. So with roasted asparagus, that oven is going to be preheated to 425 degrees. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it, put it on your pan that has parchment paper on it. I like easy clean up. Easy, easy, easy. As easy as possible. So buy yourself some parchment paper. Not only is it good for cookies, but it's good for doing anything like this too. Kind of spread it out. Maybe let's give it one more wipe with our paper towel. The reason I have gloves on is because I don't want my hands getting really greasy. So I'm going to use some good EVOO, as Rachel Ray would say, extra virgin olive oil. Give it a little bit of and then give it a little bit of salt. Then give it some papa. I've got my oven already preheated. Now I'm going to toss it on that piece. Let's toss it up. Yummy! This is going to go in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes at 425 degrees. And it could be served at either room temperature or it could be served right out of the oven, whichever one you want. But just so make sure that it's pretty much all coated in your olive oil and spread it out as much as you can, okay? All right, there we have it. We're going to begin with cooking our pasta. Alexa, louder! Alexa, louder! I got my pan of boiling water, as you see here, right? Let's salt it. A nice salt. You see I put a pretty lot in. It's boiling. We're going to add our whole pound of fettuccine and let that cook. All right? Okay, so now I have 3 beautiful ribeye steaks from Sam's. It cost me $36, but hey, it's a lot cheaper than going to the restaurant to have it. And it's gonna be so delicious. All right, so what I'm gonna do with these are about, wow, look at that. It's about 1.5 inches thick. These are beautiful steaks. They have been sitting out for the last hour. I want them at room temperature. I don't want you to take them right out of the fridge, season them, and throw them right on the grill. All right, so the grill is heating up right now to about 450 degrees. I've got I do have a gas grill, but I want it to be about 450 degrees. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take black pepper, season it on both sides. I keep it right in the pan here, or whatever it's called. All right, and then I love Lowry seasoning salt, so we're gonna give it a good sprinkle of that on both sides. And again, these are pretty much room temperature. Turn it over. And let me wipe my hands. Let's do the same thing on this side, all right? These are gonna be cooking for 6 minutes on each side, and it's gonna give you a medium, perfectly cooked steak, because then they have to sit for about 10 minutes, all right? After they come off the grill, they're gonna just sit there for about 10 minutes before you serve them. So a little more Lowry's on both sides. And there you go. All right, so as you see, my grill is at 500. It's okay, it doesn't matter. And we're gonna throw these steaks on. And we are gonna set the timer and we're gonna cook for 6 minutes on each side. Nice and hot broiler, all right? Nice and hot. Okay, this is a little bit of a tough one today because I'm doing the steaks, I'm doing the fettuccine, I'm doing the asparagus all at the same time. If you can get your man to do those steaks, to keep an eye on them, that's probably a much better idea. But for now, we're doing this. We've got the fettuccine cooking. So we're going to turn this heat up. And now this is not a low-calorie meal. Oopsie, it's not, sorry, but that's all right. We're gonna take a whole 2 sticks of butter and start heating those babies up, all right? Now let's see how our fettuccine is looking while we're doing this. It's been cooking now for about 8 minutes. Let's see how it looks. I know I'm making corn to the grandbaby, so let's see. Yeah, it's good, it's good. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to drain it, but I want you to see what I have over here. Do you see how I have a cup that's right in the middle of my colander? Because I want to save some of this water. So you're going to see, blow away. Blow away. I want to save some of this water because just in case I'm going to need it, which I think I'm going to, that's like the perfect thing. All right? There we go. Let that just sit. I'm gonna leave this over here for a minute. While this is heating up, it's time for me to turn my steaks. All right, they've been on for 6 minutes each. Turn those puppies over. Look at how beautiful they are. Wow, that is a nice looking steak. All right, put that on. Another 6 minutes, so we're gonna shut it up. All right, so I've got my butter that is melting here. Add a nice big clove of garlic or 2 smaller ones and let that saute just for a minute. This is very simple. Don't be thinking that it's hard because it's really the easiest recipe ever. So easy. All right, I've already got my drained pasta there. Let that just sit for a minute. Now you're gonna take, I use, again, you know how I always love my chicken bouillon. Put in about that much. It's a tablespoonful of my chicken bouillon. That's what makes it really good. My timer means, so let me turn this off so my butter doesn't get too brown. My timer means my asparagus is done. If I can find my hot air holders. Let's turn this off. Let's look at this. Oh, doesn't that look delicious? My asparagus is done. All right, I'm gonna put this over here for now. Get it out of my way. This is ready to go. So what I want you to do is take 1.5 cup of heavy cream. So what it is, it's not half and half, it's actually heavy whipping cream, all right? It's really thick, and that's exactly what you want to use. That Garlic wasn't in there very long, but it's perfect. That's exactly what I want. All right. Now we're gonna turn this on again. I could get it. I always have a hard time with these things. See, it's the back burner. Why do I do that all the time? I don't know really why I do that. All right, now I'm gonna take a little bit of black pepper, fresh black pepper. If you wanna use white pepper, if you wanna use white because you're having company and you don't want the black specks, then use white pepper. But that's stronger than black pepper. But you could use white. Add some black pepper to it. Now this is my other ingredient that I use. I take an egg. I just want the egg yolk. That's all I want. So you're gonna cut it in half. Right? Is all you want is the yolk. You don't want the white at all. So you separate it, put it in there, stir it up, and this is what's going to be beautiful thickening agent for your fettuccine. All right? Let that just cook. Let it come to a boil real quick. All right? It's on a high heat. Every last drop of that heavy whipping cream. My steaks have another 2 more minutes, so I've got to be thinking about that too. Like I said, have your man do the steaks, and you won't have to worry about it. Okay? Now I'm going to take one of these really large. This is a 10 ounce. I'm going to use half of a 10 ounce, so 5 ounces of Parmesan cheese. And I know it's a lot, but that's what makes it good. It comes out to about a cup of Parmesan that you're going to use in here. All right? Look at how beautiful this sauce is. Look at the sauce, how pretty it is. Isn't that beautiful? The cheese is melting. That's exactly what I want. It's looking beautiful. Look at how thick it's getting. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. How do you get any better than that, right? Once it comes to a boil, actually I'm turning this down right now because I think my steaks are going to be done. All right, let's go get the steaks off the grill. Ooh, these babies are done. They are beautiful. Because these have to rest. These steaks have to rest for about 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to take them off, turn off that heat. All right, I'm going to leave that cool. All right, now I'm going to take my beautiful asparagus, put it in my. This is like a fancy meal. I know you're going to get lucky tonight after cooking this for your man. You're going to get lucky. Let's do a little bit of sprinkle of some Parmesan on top of that. Look at how pretty that is. It's beautiful. All right, so we've got I made a caprese salad too. We've got an asparagus. Now I'm going to take my pasta, all right, and I'm going to put in my pasta into my sauce and toss it up. It's okay if it kind of stuck together, no big deal. Let's turn this up. This is all you're going to want to do. Actually, I want this off now. You just want to fold it in. Fold it in with a fork, kind of move it up and down. Now, as you see, it's pretty thick, all right? That's the reason why I kept my water. I kept my starch water. Now watch what I'm gonna do. Add a little bit of this to it. Don't put it all in, don't put the whole cup in. But as you see, it gets a nice, beautiful creaminess to it by adding that. Do I want a little bit more? I put a whole cup, but I might do just about the whole cup. So I think it looks even perfect, better. Wow, isn't that a beautiful thing? All right, now let's put it in our bowl. It's a little hot. Let's put it in our bowl. Look at that fettuccine Alfredo. Oh my gosh. All right, beautiful. Whoa. Now I'm gonna add, I like to put this Parmesan cheese that's a little bit thicker on top of it. let's do this. Gonna put a sprinkle of that on there. And then we're gonna put a sprinkle of Italian fresh leaf parsley on there. And you've got yourself a beautiful meal. Look at that, that's perfect. All right, let's cut into the steak so I could show you how perfect the steak is. Look at the steak. Again, that's about an inch, maybe an inch and a half thick. This one's an inch, that's about an inch and a half. And I'm gonna cut into it and I'm gonna show you the color of it in the inside. Look at that, I love it. I love the medium. You know what, you're making a ribeye steak, you don't want it to be well done. This is such a beautiful cut of meat, so do not cook it well. I want you to cook it to about 135 for rare, about 145 for medium, and about 165 for a little bit more well done. If you're gonna use a thermometer, all right? But this is a beautiful thing. Let's take a taste. Oh my God. I love a ribeye steak, it's my favorite. So this is what we have today. We got our asparagus, we got fettuccine alfredo, and we have our ribeye steak. So I'm so happy that you joined me tonight. All right, I'm gonna see you next time. Don't forget to follow me because I'd love to hear your suggestions and what you want me to make next. All right, have a great night. See you later.
My love, too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me. And I